All right, welcome back, Hillcrest. In this November edition of the newsletter from the Golf Shop Edition, we're going to talk about range sessions and how they can benefit us, and how to take those range sessions that we have and translate those over to the golf course. Recently had a great lesson with a student who asked that very question. Well, how do I take what I'm doing here on the practice session and translate that over to the golf course? And not a perfect time to also highlight our simulators that we have that we can use this practice area to better ourselves over the winter. So just wanted to highlight a couple things that I've done here. I've actually warmed up, which I think there's a clear distinction between warming up and then having a range session. So warming up, we really don't care where the ball goes. We're trying to loosen up our muscles, get our body ready to go. We're going to be walking, 2 to 5 miles, depending on how many holes we're playing. So we need to get ourselves nice and loose, stretched out, and warmed up for that activity. Now let's say we're going to go practice. If we just have the same attitude with practice and we hit the ball and it goes anywhere and it doesn't mean anything when we miss it, then that actually will translate to the golf course negatively. So one of the better things that we can do is have a very focused practice session. So if you take note, what I've done is I've actually taken a 7-iron and a 9-iron. I have an intermediate target where I want my ball to start. And then I have the end goal of where I wanted my ball to end up, because as we all very well may know, straight is relative. We're all going to have a shot shape, either from right to left or from left to right. I happen to play a draw, that's my natural shot. So what I've done is taken my target line on the simulator and I've moved it about 10 to 15 feet left of my initial start line. If I can start my ball down that start line, I know my natural shot shape will start to move to the left. Now my visual when I go out to play golf is actually going to be where I'm looking to start the ball as opposed to looking at my end result. So how does that translate to the golf course? One of the things that we can do is visualize a hole. So I'm going to visualize hole number 1 here at Hillcrest. Start from the tee, we go downhill. It's about 340 yards from the back tees, which I want to leave myself somewhere in 120-yard range. But we have trouble on the left with a pond, and we have trouble on the right with a driving range and some tall trees. So there's some pressure to that shot when I go to the first tee. We want to simulate that pressure here on the practice tee. So one thing that we can do is take that and visualize maybe this tree stump right here is the pond. And then anything over to the right, maybe this edge of the icon over there is the right rough. So I've pictured myself a nice fairway out there. I'm going to visualize that target to try to hit my fairway and play number 1 before I ever get there. Okay? Let's see how we do. So again, I'm looking down my target line. I'm going to trust that my natural shot shape will hit it down there and be in play. So I was rather successful on that one. I think big part of that was because I warmed up and I was visualizing starting it on a certain line, trusting it would move a certain direction. So I've developed both some confidence and muscle memory that that shot's going to repeat itself more often than not. Now that I've got that shot out of the way, I can breathe a little bit. Let's assume I have maybe a pitching wedge left to the green. I'm going to do the same kind of thing. Visualize I've got the bunker on the right side, and I really don't want to miss over there. So I'm going to favor myself to the left just a fraction. Aim down that target line, hit just a little bit left. Nice smooth swing, middle of the green. As you can see, I've definitely got the ball working left of that initial penalty area, but that was my goal in general. These are just a couple of things that you can do when you're out there on the practice range to help translate those shots over to the golf course. Again, what you're trying to do is simulate pressure, which is very hard when you have unlimited range balls to hit. You can just keep hitting until you're happy. Well, put a little pressure on yourself, hit one shot where you don't want to be a certain direction, your focus is a certain target, and the next time you go out to the golf course, hope you have a little bit more success. Look forward to seeing you guys out here soon. Make sure you take advantage of these simulators. They're a lot of fun. We're learning a lot about them, and the energy's high. So we'll see you out here soon.